Now, former President Ronald Reagan comments on the upcoming Young and Elder program.
It's going to be quite a show. I wouldn't even think about trying to compete.
Got a highway song. You sing it on and on and on. Ooh, yeah.
Man.
Who wrote that?
Jackson Spires and myself.
Yeah?
The drummer of Blackfoot and myself, yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? I've heard so many covers of that. It's one of the biggest covered songs.
I know, it's fun. It's pretty funny.
How about a little train?
Famous lick, right?
Yeah.
Get a little volume in it, because I don't think my mic's picking it up. There you go.
That is excellent. Man.
I was told my guitar didn't know that song.
It came tuned, right?
Yeah, it came right to it. It just came alive. That's amazing.
What a cool job you have.
It's fun, though, man.
Man, Ricky, this has been a blast having you in here this morning and reliving some old Leonard Skinner moments.
Thank you so much in this.
Thanks for the jam session.
Oh, you got it. No problem.
Mark Martin says you could tell a successful driver by the size of his trophy, which is usually directly proportional to the size of his what? And you'll answer that question at 8:37 and receive a fabulous prize package that takes
The O'Reilly 200 prize pack.
It literally would take a half hour to describe for you everything that you will win.
Yeah, Mark Martin sponsors AAA.
Yeah, AAA. Yeah. Who did it used to be?
Used to be Viagra.
I think so.
Okay.
So
Then Valvoline before that.
all right. Vaseline, you said?
Valvoline.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not Jeff Gordon. Vaseline.
I'm sorry. What am I? All right. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing this morning. I got the left ear kind of. All right. Like these advice columns in the newspaper. My wife of 16 years recently let me know that her fantasy is to have relations with another couple. It caught me by complete surprise since our sex life is great. In fact, prior to her announcement, we've been enjoying a really good intimate life. I made the mistake of telling her that I would think about it, believing it was just a fantasy, and she let it go. Instead, ever since, she has been insistent that this get done, even going so far as to suggest that I have a one-night stand with another woman in preparation. Dr. Billy Graham, what do you think I should do?
Man.
That's a Dr. Billy Graham.
And I think the old man's losing it. She says, Dr. Billy Graham says, go for it. And I'm just wondering if that's
no,
really...
I thought it actually says, get her done. Yeah, that's sickening, man.
Why would anybody write such a question?
It is stupid.
To Billy Graham.
Yeah,
of all
exactly.
things. And I'm thinking, honey, I'll go for it, but let's find out.
I'm going to run it by the Reverend. Whatever he says goes.
Run it by the Reverend. Because there's a chance he just might go for it. I wonder what his thought is on this.
Put his stamp of approval on that.
Why, what motivates a woman to become a playmate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I think it is to some extent the updated contemporary variation of A Star is Born. I think Playboy is perceived now as, with some justification, as a passport or springboard into a world of celebrity and movies and television. And obviously modeling.
Sure.
And this huge empire, it all got started on like $600 borrowed money or something like that?
That's absolutely true.
Have you paid it back?
A few times over.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Hey, when they get kicked off of this television show Survivor, the following day they're on our show, we talk to them about that.
And then they're in our magazine, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Well, we always ask them, I said, how much is Playboy offering you? Of course, they won't discuss money and stuff, but every single one of them, I would say 70% of them seem like to us that they're open to the idea.
I venture to guess that very nearly half of the really attractive women in this town, in Hollywood, in Los Angeles, would like to be playmates. It used to be a problem, in the beginning, trying to find appropriate women. You talk about Survivor, etc. We have a pictorial in the May issue, in the current issue, on the girls of Real World. And
Enron as well, right?
We have one of those coming up. Yes, that is absolutely true. We're working on that right now.
I wouldn't think at first blush that you would have a lot of takers on that, but I understand.
Yes. The notion actually came from our editor, photo editor in Chicago. I don't think it would have occurred to me either. But it is such a hoot, and the response, not only the media response, but also the response of former Enron employees, has been absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Well, I think it's a subject that everybody's fascinated with. Of course, Enron was based down in Texas, and there are a lot of very pretty ladies down there.
Mr. Hefner, this has been an absolute honor to talk to you.
Well, thank you very much.
Happy birthday to you.
And congratulations on 50 years.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a great day.
You have a good day.
Why should Paul McCartney's new wife get half? She should take with her what she brought into it.
Mm-hmm. I would even say it's fair that she would get maybe a half of whatever he accumulated in the last 4 years.
Ma'am, I think, is this Brenda Hargrove?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ma'am, I don't know why you say, how dare her, when it is actually, how dare she. First of all, your grammatic use is awful. But
first of all, you need to go back and maybe go divorce somebody else so you can go get half. That's not how the world works. Tell her to go hug a tree, go pick a fight with somebody else.
I guess here's how the world works. You become a rock star, you marry a woman, and then send her out penniless and shameless. I guess that's how it works. Rock stars just get a pass in this world. Well, no, sir, not at Kirby Elementary School. They do not.
If you're a school teacher, why aren't you teaching these children that a woman doesn't need a man? She can do it on her own. She can go and get her own job
madam, she
and
can't.
live for herself.
Because she can't. That's why, ma'am. Look it up. It's in the Bible.
Brenda needed 4 marriages, right?
It's in the Bible. Madam, it is in the Bible. Look it up.
You know
she
what?
Can't do it by herself. She needs to find a man. Why do you hate men?
We're gonna
Tell me, madam, why you hate men.
Ma'am, I'm sorry that she's taking this tone with you.
I have been married for 20 years, hon, to the same man.
Yes, and as soon as he's had enough with you, he gives you half of his salary. Madam, why do you hate the Bible?
All right.
What is the Bible done to offend you?
Yeah, we got to get going here. I am so sorry, ma'am.
Hang up on
It's fine.
All right. Thank you for your call.
Thank you for the call, because you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
Take care.
No matter who you are, where you're from, or even how you look, we all have gas. The flatulence deodorizer can be used by people of all ages. It eliminates the embarrassment caused by the odor from flatulence. Once the gas is expelled, the gas passes through the material, neutralizes the odor, therefore eliminating the embarrassment. This patented, doctor-recommended, and proven product provides immediate protection. The flatulence deodorizer is the future in personal hygiene.
I'm sold. Did that one make it through? That's from the American Inventor last night. I didn't see it. You saw it.
Telling you, man.
So what they do on this show, and this is kind of humorous. You know, they bring out this product and they give the big sell on it. Oh, this is the greatest thing, and it's going to revolutionize everybody's life. And now the product I've been talking about is, and then the tuba starts.
The flatulence deodorizer.
Yeah. You know, it's like a maxi pad that you put in the back of your britches. I mean, this is, and the guy wants a patent on it, and he was brokenhearted that this was.
Oh, they didn't go through?
No.
I believe in that.
And when I say he was brokenhearted,
he tried to what?
There he sat, brokenhearted.
Yeah. But only
right. You felt bad for the guy because if it was available, I'd buy the thing.
I would buy it. Yeah, I wish you would.
Yeah. Every time we've endorsed somebody, they have one. That came to an end when Cleophas Chuckle Nuts came in second in Division 12.
Yeah, to a write-in
candidate, and I thought, well, there goes our perfect record. Mm-hmm. So goes Chuckle Nuts, so goes the world.
I thought he was going to win.
So
that.
Old Blood and Guts Chuckle Nuts was out there. He put in a valiant effort.
Mm-hmm. He lost by a hair.
Yes.
Yeah, there's always next time.
What are you laughing at?
I'm telling you, man, I swear.
You lost by a hair.
Are you 6 different people?
I'm 12 different people.
You're 12.
Yeah. And Hank Azaria is about 6 or 8, and Dan Castellaneta is about 10. So we do a lot of heavy lifting.
Among the three of you, that's really who needs other actors.
That's right, really. We're 3. We could be 3 shows.
You know what? I'll tell you what. The Simpsons is by far the best television show out there. I mean, it's the only show, I promise you, that I can watch, and I'll laugh out loud every time.
Wow. Well, You know, it's we've been through a lot of writers. We've been through a lot of animators. The actors have stayed there from day one, and it's amazing how they keep the show fresh. It really is.
Are you one of the writers?
No. Writing TV is, you gotta like the idea of being in a room with 16 strangers eating cold pizza. That's really every TV show. You know, they put you in a room with way too many people.
Yeah.
The competition to get a line into the script is so fierce, and you're sitting around eating the worst food in the world.
Well, I thought it was like Rosemary and Maury Amsterdam sitting in the back with a piano. I didn't know exactly how those things were.
Well, you know, that was the old days. That's what it was like back then. If you look at shows on TV Land and look at the credits, there's maybe 4 writers.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you know, there's more writers than there are people in the state of Arizona.
Are you the voice of TV Land?
I am.
I was not 100% sure. I had it narrowed down to 2. I figured it was either you or Gilbert Gottfried. I couldn't tell. And
we're up for so many of the same parts.
Well, I confuse you guys. That's
come on, watch TV Land, or I'll kill myself.
It's not my fault. Please don't blame me.
Please don't blame
By the way, that act gets better with age.
Isn't it amazing? I can't see it enough, especially when I'm with 16 guys eating cold pizza.
Well, you know,
yeah, exactly.
As he grows into his maturity, it just
exactly right. Well, saw Spinal Tap about 6 months ago or something, and I was thinking at the time, as of course your character tries to make it through the screening at the airport, how probably that's changed since
9/11.
Since they've tightened up security. Getting through with a cucumber would have been easier, I think, before. Don't you agree?
You know, I do a radio show and I collect stories from people about airport security, and I wouldn't put money on it.
They're still doing it, huh?
Yeah,
it's absolutely. Tell me about your radio show.
I do an hour a week it's on public radio stations around most of the country, and it's on the internet on my website at harryshearer.com. And I just do whatever I like, mainly a lot of comedy about what's going on in the news and what's on TV. For example, when Ted and Dave were having their recent thing about, you know, who was going to control 11:30 at ABC, I had a tape of what was supposed to be Ted's audition for his new show, which was called Late Night Line, where Paul was his band leader. He had a studio audience, and Zbigniew Brzezinski came in and talked about the trouble spots of the world while being dumped in a tub of oatmeal.
You see, that's that Simpsons thinking. I mean,
is it appropriate to go into a restaurant?
Yes.
And okay, thank you. Let me write that down. It is appropriate. Is it appropriate to go to a restaurant and proceed to eat food from another restaurant? If you're in a party of 4 and you're the only one that wants something besides what they have, is it appropriate to just open a bag of something else and just start munching? Mm-hmm. Bring something from home. Yes, it was my lovely bride who seems to think it is. Now, and I called the Walnut, Mississippi School of Etiquette. They're 4 square behind it.
Did your wife say, "Would you please bring this up on the air this morning so we can finally figure this out?"
She says, "Let your audience decide." You know, it is kind of unfair when you have a little disagreement and one of you has a large radio audience to gang up on the other.
Well, unless she's right.
Right. That's true. What do you have?
Hey. I have a question about this whole eating somewhere and bringing in something else thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you're saying it's wrong, right?
I don't think it's right, yes.
I think it's wrong.
I completely agree with you.
What?
I completely agree with you.
You must not have grown up in Walnut, Mississippi.
No. No, not at all.
Yes, they teach that there.
I grew up, was born and raised in Florida.
You would think it's odd if you were at a table and you looked over at the other table and somebody had brought in
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, if someone brought in food from another restaurant, that would be.
I can't stand it. It irritates me so bad.
But you see it happen
somewhere and watch somebody bring their kids in with a Happy Meal.
Yeah. Now, in the fast food genre, okay, that's a one thing. Maybe it's not. But
if you're going into Chez Philippe with a Happy Meal.
You don't want to bring in like KFC or something to El Porton.
See, now we're talking the same language.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much.
I want to make a comment on the food thing.
Please do.
Well, I think that your wife was inappropriate.
Would you agree with me? This is grounds for divorce.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. that might be a little.
Okay, maybe
I would certainly put it in the arsenal.
All right.
Some Utah senior citizens are learning how to hit muggers where it hurts with their canes. Rod Carmichael teaches a self-defense class called Combat Cane. He shows how a cane can send the bad guy reeling in pain with a blow to the groin. And Carmichael tells the seniors not to be timid. He says the first blow could be the last, so make it count.
Yeah.
And poor Rod Carmichael.
Oh no,
he's taken several to the nether regions as the instructor.
Is that right?
You know, he gets Matilda up there, and all right, let me see you do it. And she's like, no, come on, get into it.
Yeah.
No, really do it.
Oh, man, yeah.
You know, and then once you get them in the ground, that's when you pour Theralgesic in their eyes.
Boy.
Yeah, y'all were talking about elderly people being the victims of crime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear about the guy up north somewhere? I saw it on Fox News this morning that some 15-year-old kid had been coming on his property and harassing him a lot. He shot the kid and killed him.
Wow.
That kid won't harass him anymore, will he?
He sure won't. But it was somewhere north, like Utah or something like that, and the kid had come on his property several times harassing him.
Had he only kicked him in the groin, this whole story would be over with. Well, it's over with now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's over with now.
Hello, Peter.
I was just told, listen carefully, these guys are quite funny.
Oh, you were? We were told the same thing about you.
Well, then we're all in big trouble.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Really,
we've been lied to, haven't we?
Our expectations for each other are way too high already.
I'm afraid so.
There's no way we're going to get through this. It was quite a phenomenon at one time where, I mean, literally when they would say, someone might say, smile, you're on candid camera, people, I think, feared that. Didn't they?
Well, I hope they didn't fear it. I know that phrase became so popular, and my dad once computed it was the single most popular phrase scrawled on restroom walls across America.
There was a fire sale at a firehouse, and the furniture and stuff you were selling was still smoking.
I did that. I did that sequence at a fire station in Dallas, Texas, and the firefighters there were so nice to invite us in, and we put up this big sign, fire sale, and this stuff is just fried to bits. And right in the middle of them, I'm trying to sell something, and the guys in uniform bring out this sofa that's still smoking.
And people were buying it. Some guy bought the TV.
Isn't that something? He said, well, for 40 cents, how can I go wrong? Hi, I'm Peter Funt from Candid Camera. You know, don't be surprised if sometime, somewhere, someplace, when you least expect it, someone steps up to you and says, smile, you're on the Young and Elder Show.